Hi guys, so really quick today, I wanted to talk about the difference between having real magnetism in the world and versus performance-based magnetism. And so the other day I spoke on how we live in an attention economy, especially in the era of social media and where everyone has kind of discovered that they themselves are the resource, that they can sell themselves and it can turn into resources and all of that. But what happens in our society a lot of times is a lot of people are coming from performance based magnetism where you're almost coming from the energy of scarcity and begging because you're so reliant on external approval. A lot of the performance based identity is based on status and how well you can mold yourself to be appealing, especially it's a lot of emphasis on the physical and external reality. And nothing's wrong with that because people can master that easily all the time. But if you're not careful, that approach can feel very empty or fake, or even feel like a lot of imposter syndrome because a lot of people don't really earn this type of approach of being like magnetic in this way. A lot of people are naturally born good looking, or maybe they have resources already, and it doesn't get very easy because again it doesn't feel very earned. Whereas real magnetism, you can see when people walk into the room, they don't even have to be necessarily like the conventionally attractive person or a specific ideal that's already cookie cutter in the world, like lawyer, doctor, whatever model. But certain people just have an aura about them because real magnetism is how you walk into the world with dignity, integrity. It's your energy, it's earned character, it's a practice of self acceptance. It's your actual appeal that you have learned to anchor yourself into yourself. And a lot of times that comes with wisdom and life experience. It doesn't just come. So for example, even with myself when I was in my 20s, it's like, yes, you know you're hot because that's easy, but you're struggling, you're insecure the whole time, you're trying to appease everybody, and so therefore you don't have real power. You're leaking your energy and power all over the place. But when you learn to be more confident internally, whether that's through self study or learning yourself, reading, prioritizing more than just a performance based approach, then you generate internal energy and an internal anchor, and you're coming from real authenticity and real power. And again, we equate power with being flashy, loud a lot of times, or like um dominating. And a lot of our hierarchies and performance based appeal is built on hierarchy and dominance. And so people get really mad at the person who holds actual magnetism because it's like being a part of the circle of cool kids, and it's like um you can't help but draw to this person who has real magnetism even though they don't fit your social circle. And a lot of people get mad about that because they're like, well, this person's not supposed to turn heads, or they're not supposed to get attention, or not supposed to have money or be gifted. And that's not how it works. And a lot of our hierarchies already diminish the natural order of things, like whereas they're trying to control what beauty should be, what aura should be, when no, nature says otherwise. So nature is saying no, there's a reason this person turns head because it's what they are, it's in them, as opposed to pretending. And so it's very interesting. It's very freaking interesting. And so, yeah, and there's also the understanding of real authority versus like peacocking culture. And so we have a peacocking culture is just like the show, like the ego, the grand idea of things, how things look. And that's where you can have people who are like pretending to be something they're not, pretending to be more rich than they are. But is your inner world rich? And they're relying on these external structures. And even we're taught in our society what authority is, who's supposed to yield power, but they have no idea that real power is like um, more of a it's a whole another thing, a real internal thing. And systems actually know this. Like, for example, a lot of artists have real authority, can command attention, can make people feel. A lot of natural priestess and healers can command attention, but even the system has to violently beat this natural magnetism out of people because they want you to believe in the false appeal of peacocking and authority and performance-based magnetism. And so, yeah, crazy stuff. It's stuff to think about.